Hey, what's up everyone? You're watching Visual Intelligence and welcome to another exciting graphics tutorial. So in this tutorial we'll be using Photoshop to kind of achieve this kind of effect. So with that said, let's go ahead and create a new document, 1920 by 1080. This is called full HD. We don't need more than 72 pixels per inch resolution, except if you want to print it or something, then you might want to go for more and change the blending mode to CMYK. But we're just going to make that as our wallpaper. So 72 colors looks great, 72 pixels per inch looks great. Whatever, background doesn't really matter, color profile, whatever. Change that to concrete text or whatever I don't know, naming you want to do. So let's hit OK, and this will create a new document for us. Then the first thing we want to do is we want to drag and drop our background layer, which is this one. I said OK, and it looks great. Let's go ahead and get rid of the actual background, or Control Shift E, and this will make it our background because it will merge everything up. So next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and add a new layer. We want to kind of simulate this kind of blood on our wall or whatever. Go ahead and add a new layer. Let's fill that with whatever color. Make sure you have a default background and foreground color. If you don't, make sure to hit D on your keyboard, and yeah, that looks yeah, that's it. So let's go ahead and go to filter, render, and then go to fibers. Let's go ahead and decrease the fibers quite a bit. Maybe you want to change the strength. Just play with that, and just get kind of I don't know, whatever, just fiber looking stuff. So yeah, let's go ahead and go to our channels, control click on the RGB channel, and this will select only the white colors, the white pixels or whatever, depending on the level of I don't know. Let's go ahead and delete this layer. Let's create a new layer. Let's choose some I don't know, dark red color, and let's fill that with dark, and this will create this kind of effect for us, which is great. Let's go ahead and Control T, Control minus to zoom out, or dash, or whatever that is. Increase the size quite a bit. Make sure to switch the blending mode to screen. I don't know. Make sure to change the blending mode to multiply, and go with a brush. Let's add a new or actually let's go ahead and just erase that using the eraser tool. So let's go ahead and hit E for the eraser tool. Make sure to have the hardness to 0, and then just spread out, just brush areas, and yeah, that looks like pretty much like a blood stuff for me. I don't know. You can Control J to duplicate it. I don't know, maybe you want to kind of rotate it just to give some randomization, whatever. And yeah, that looks awesome in my opinion. Let's go ahead and add our text. Let's create a new layer, hit T to bring the text tool, change the color to white, and click wherever you want. The font I'm gonna be using is Raise 1 original, whatever. I'll be putting a link to download that in the description or in the blog post, so make sure to check that out and download all the assets you need before you actually start this tutorial. Also, this background is available, as well as the brushes I'm gonna use. Every resource in this tutorial will be available on the blog post, so make sure to check that out. So with all this said, let's go ahead and add our text. I don't know what I will be writing. Let's go with VI GFX. Control T. Let's go on Control T, and let's bring that up a little bit. And it doesn't really look like VI, but whatever. This font is really messed up. Make sure to 0 for the spacing between letters, this AV thing. So let's go ahead and add each layer. Let's randomize the each layers let's randomize each character's offset. It's actually by using this control on the character tab. If you don't have the character tab, you can go to window and then go to character, and this will bring this up for you. Let's select each letter and then play with the spacing and stuff. You know, it doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna do that anyway. This one looks a bit far, so let's decrease the spacing between those two letters. Yeah, just play with that. Make sure you make everything random as possible. Let's decrease the size after, you know, Control A, V, and then V to bring the move tool. Make sure to center that on our canvas. Control D to deselect that. Now let's go ahead and go to our double click that layer. Make sure not to double click on the thumbnail nor the name, but in this space double click on that, and this will bring our layer styles. So let's add a bevel and emboss. Let's keep the depth to 100. Let's go with 0 for the size, and let's go 90. And you might be like, alright, it's 0 pixels, so what difference does it make? Well, it does. Just trust me on that, and yeah, whatever. Go with color overlay, and I mean not color overlay, but gradient overlay. Sorry. Change the color of that to like gray, 50% gray to kind of full, I don't know what's that, full white, whatever. Hit OK, and what we want to do now is we want to group this. It's just one element, but it needs to be grouped, whatever. Just trust me on this. Let's say the brush tool, and we want to, what we want to do now is we want to make those kind of cracks. So let's go ahead and load up our crack brushes. So right click while on the brush mode, and then click on this button, load brushes. Go to our resources and load our brushes. This also would be included in the description, so don't worry about it. Select any random one and then maybe decrease the size quite a bit. Click on that. Maybe you want to add some drop shadow on that so you guys can see what the hell we're doing. So make sure to keep the spread to 10 and the size also to 10. And okay. Select a different brush, and let's keep kind of maybe we want to click more than once for some brushes because their opacity is quite really not that much, whatever. Yeah, that looks great. Whatever, just be random with that. So I think that's looking enough for me. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, that looks great. Maybe I should have chosen a different set of brushes, but whatever. You guys got the point. You can do that as you want. maybe you want to decrease the size quite a bit. Yeah, that works great. Make sure to decrease the size a lot so it's more contrast. I think that's enough for what we're going for. So let's go ahead and take a look at what to do. So that's looking great. Let's go ahead and add a new layer. Let's make it as clip and mask for this group, and you can do that actually in Photoshop CS5 and below version. So what you want to do before is you want to right click and then convert to small object before you do that, but I'm not going to do that. I want to have full control since I'm in Adobe Photoshop CC. So yeah, let's right click and make it a clip and mask to our group, and let's go ahead and maybe we want to add this texture. Yeah, decrease the fill quite a bit, you know, something like 40% or maybe 30 will look great. Yeah, that looks alright, whatever. Maybe we want to have another adjustment, another layer. We want to do the same for that. Another way to right click and create clip and mask is to just hold alt and then click in between layers, and this will do it for us. Let's go ahead and change the color to something like bluish, I mean red, bloody kind of color. Let's choose some splatter brushes. I'll be also linking that on the blog post. Just go ahead and you know, be random, make splashes of blood and stuff. I know you guys would use that a lot. If you guys want to make like a gaming cover or something, just change the blending mode to multiply and maybe decrease the fill quite a bit. Maybe we want to go to our image adjustment and go to brightness and contrast. You want to decrease the brightness a bit, and maybe increase the color. Let's go ahead and see how that looks comparing to that. Yeah, maybe you want to increase the opacity a little bit too. Maybe you want to add some more. And by the way, I'm using the right square brackets and the left square brackets to decrease and increase the brush size, if you guys don't know that already, which I assume you do, but whatever. Maybe you want to duplicate this layer of blood and you want to add that in between those layers. Maybe you want to decrease the opacity even more to 10%. Yeah, that looks great. So next step is to add our adjustment layers. So first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and add a new gradient color. Change the blending mode to radial, reverse that, change the angle quite a bit, and then change the scale as well. Also, you might want to change the color to black or whatever, because red is not really the best option. Hit OK, and make it to overlay. Let's go ahead and see it before and after. You know, there isn't much of a difference, but whatever. Let's add a gradient map. Let's go with this gradient. You can find only default gradients. Let's hit OK. Let's change the blending mode to multiply. Decrease the fill or the opacity to about 10%. Will look great. You can see the difference. You might want to, you know, not use that, whatever. Create a new curves adjustment layer and then decrease the contrast a bit. Maybe you don't want the gradient map. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see how that will look in the end. So let's create a new layer, hit B for brush. Let's go with the default brush with the hardness of 0%. What we want to do is we want to zoom out a bit, and we want to Control Z to undo that. Let's hit div to bring the default colors, and let's hit X to switch between them, and let's brush one sphere, and then maybe we want to duplicate this. We want to have a selection that looks like a highlight, and Control Shift I to select everything else pretty much, and then delete to delete it. And that looks great. If you want those to be on screen mode, or maybe I don't know, overlay, let's see with the different. If you want the first one to be screen and the second one to be kind of overlay, that looks great. I want to change the fill quite a bit. If you want this second one to be a little you know, smaller, just go with whatever you find right, whatever, 30%. No, that looks, I don't know, let's go with 40%, or maybe let's keep it as 50%, and we'll call that great. Whatever, just go with whatever you're comfortable with. Next step is we want to go ahead and add this other smashed glass, whatever. Now let's scale it up a little bit. Maybe you want to turn it back around. Yeah, something like that looks great. We want a screen blend mode, and yeah, that looks awesome. So one more thing to do is we want to go ahead and go to filter, blur, and go to Gaussian blur, and this will give it some kind of depth of field effect, kind of, because they are really not the same distance from the camera, so whatever. I think that's looking good. So all we are left to do is we just want to add some adjustment layer. Maybe we want to add a gradient map. Change the gradient to, I don't know, something like that. Maybe we want to change this to kind of blue. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's hit OK, and let's change the blending mode again to multiply, and we want to decrease the fill a lot, maybe even 10%. There is a little difference, but there is difference. So let's add a curves adjustment layer, and let's add some contrast to our image. So that's looking pretty good, and it's pretty editable, so you can always go to our group which has the text layer, and you can always change the text to whatever you want. So let's try it. Let's change that, and as you can see, it updates automatically. So one more thing we need to do is want to rotate it back. It was rotated all the time. I wonder why. I guess that's why text made no sense right now. Let's also rotate it, flip it vertically, maybe horizontally. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. So as I just said, you can always change the text to whatever you want. You can add whatever other elements you want. Maybe you just want a logo, maybe you want a font. You can always go ahead and change that however you want. So yeah, that's looking good to me as a finished version. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys a lot for watching. I hope you kept with me until this point. Free project file will be out soon, so make sure to stay tuned and give favorite maybe this video, and you can go back to it and download the project file if you would like to. If not, that's okay. Thank you guys a lot for watching anyway. I hope you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and make sure to watch the other videos. Peace.